In this video, you are going to learn how to get traffic from Quora. I'm going to walk you through some real-life examples to show you the overall strategy, whether you're a business or an individual. And then we will really look at some of the key benefits of Quora as a marketing channel over other marketing channels like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So firstly, let's start with the strategy. What is the strategy to get traffic from Quora? Well, it's very simple. You just want to answer questions that your potential customers are asking. And that's important to note. Answer questions that your potential customers are asking, not just any random question about a topic that you know of, but you really want to answer those questions that your potential customers are asking so that you can really get in front of them with an answer and then give a decent answer and then redirect them to your website or product so they can learn more. So for example, this is a question that my potential customer might ask: how hard is it to make money on Fiverr? Now I give an answer with some valuable information about how to do it and what is the potential revenue, etc. And then I really, at the end, tell them that if they want to learn more, I've documented everything here in essentially an online course, which I'm redirecting them to there. So I am answering questions to show that I'm an authority, to be helpful, to get in front of my potential customers, and then I'm redirecting them to a website where they can buy my product. So it's a very simple strategy. Just be helpful, answer questions, and then redirect them back to your site. That's the strategy. So the cool thing is that I can see that 30,000 people have viewed this question, so I know it's a good question to answer. And also I'm the top answer out of 20, so I am getting the vast majority of the views for this question. You can see there are the ones down there. So we're going to go through how you can get to the top like this and get most of the views. But for now, just understand that the strategy is very simple. Answer questions that your potential customers are asking, give an answer, redirect them back to your site. And it doesn't matter if you're an individual like me or if you're working for a company, it's the same strategy. So here's an answer from somebody who works in a company. Now, if you're answering questions on behalf of a company to get traffic to a company site, the best way to do it is to answer from your own personal profile, but just update your profile name with that you're in whatever company. And then you can, at the end, answer the question once again. Just redirect them back to your company website in order to get more traffic to the site. So it's the same strategy, whether you're an individual or a company. Now, we looked at how to do it to get sales. This is to get traffic, just redirecting them back to a blog post. And here's another example of it's for somebody in kind of personal finance investing. What happens to a founder when backed by angel investors if a company fails? He gives a very helpful answer. And then at the end, I write about investing several times a week for free here. And if you click through, you can see now that the pop-up ready to join the mailing list. So I've shown you there examples of how to use Quora to drive sales, traffic, and email signups. And in all three cases, the strategy is the same. Just answer questions that your potential customers are answering. Now, some advantages of Quora over other marketing channels, like say YouTube. Well, you can see that this answer is only about 2 paragraphs long. It took me about 10 minutes to write. And that's a lot easier than writing a huge blog post or creating a YouTube video, which can be a little bit harder to put together, especially if you're not so familiar with how to create videos. Another advantage of Quora is that there's very long-term traffic. So I wrote this answer over a year ago. I'm still the top answer. I'm still getting the majority of the views. And so that is a lot longer shelf life than, say, Facebook post, where you're only in their newsfeed for 24 hours. Same with Instagram, same with Twitter. So Quora, not only is it easier to create content on, but it's also the shelf life of that content can be much, much longer than other marketing platforms. So I hope that's got you excited about Quora.com, why it's such a good marketing channel, and how easy it is to drive traffic, and really that you understand the basic strategy is just answer questions and then redirect people back to your site or your product or your email list so they can really sign up and learn more from you. Welcome to Quora Marketing. By the end of this training, you'll be confidently using Quora as a powerful marketing tool to drive website traffic and generate sales for your business. Quora is one of the largest question and answer websites in the world, and it's a lot less competitive than other marketing channels like Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. It's also growing extremely fast, so now is really the time to get in. In this training, you'll learn how to answer questions that attract a huge audience that you can then funnel back to your website. I'll show you how to identify questions that you can really answer, and I'll show you how to structure your answers so you can really grab people's attention and move them back to your website. I'll even show you how to use Quora stats so you can identify what you're doing well in order to grow. And I'll even show you how to track in Google Analytics the traffic from individual questions and also how that contributes to the goals of your website. We'll be covering all of this as well as plenty of other tips and tricks so that you can get the most out of Quora. Let's get started. In this video, you are going to learn how to use Quora to find and discover really good headlines for blog posts or even YouTube videos that you want to create. So what you want to do is come into the search bar in Quora and just type in the topic that you want to create a blog post or a video about. So let's just type in Instagram. Now what I want to do is just click on the word to search. And up I'm going to see all of the most popular questions for that topic. How do I contact Instagram? Can you see who views your Instagram? Now, what we're really looking for are those questions that have a lot of answers, because we can see in the search results how many answers those questions have. And if we open this up, then that gives us an indication of the popularity. So we can see almost 3 million views on this post. So how do we turn this into a headline? Well, all you need to do is really add a how-to in front of the question to turn it from a question into an educational type post. So if we go to how to see who viewed your Instagram, we can see that there are some articles about it, but maybe not the exact language that people are really searching for here. And that's a proven question that a lot of people are clicking on. And even you could maybe write a blog post on that, or as you can see, a video here if you wanted to rank in the search engines even for that. Let's have a look at this video. 37,000 views. Very simple video, less than 2 minutes long. And I mean, that's how easily you can find a headline for your blog post or video that people are searching for a lot and are going to want to click on. Now, in terms of even if you don't even know how to answer this question and create a video or blog post on this headline, what you can just do is come down, read the answers, and take maybe the top 3 answers, build out a list of bullet points, and you can use those bullet points or steps to explain to people how to check who's viewed your Instagram. And you can even use that same outline for maybe a video as well. So the key point is here that Quora is not only a great place to drive website traffic, it's also a fantastic place to do research, because these are real questions that your target audience are asking. So if you create educational content, whether it be a blog posts or videos, then you're going to get a lot of views on that content outside of Quora as well. So let's have a look at another example here. Why aren't hashtags working on Instagram? So if we just copy this, we could actually even use that as a title for a blog post. But let's have a look down here. Instagram tips, how to fix an Instagram hashtag problem. So that's something you could easily do to turn it from a question into a more how-to post, and even we could probably make a quick video on this. Hashtags don't work, solution. So this is back in 2014. We could maybe do an updated version of this. Again, it's only a minute long, 24,000 views. So there's definitely room, even though there is a video here on it, to improve on this. This is 3 years old, almost 4 years old. So don't be put off if you do see there's 1 or 2 blog posts or 1 or 2 videos, because there's such demand for answers to a question like this. You can see there's 32 answers, 300,000 views. So if there's room for 32 answers here, there's definitely room for more than 3 or 4 blog posts and 3 or 4 videos. So that is how you use Quora, not only to drive traffic, but also to find and discover headline ideas, and even more than that, to really quickly create content by using the answers there as guidelines for how you can put together your content as well. So now that you understand how to discover those headline ideas, come into Quora, search for a topic, and start to have a look at some of those headline ideas and turn them from questions into how-to headlines. In this video, you are going to learn how to create a page for your company on Quora. Now, the advantage of doing this is that all of the questions about your company will be grouped under one page, and it also then enables people to follow your topic or company so that they can be notified anytime a new question is added about your company. So you can see here for Udemy, they have 37,000 people following their topic or company. And then anytime that a question is asked about Udemy, all of these 37,000 people will be notified, which kind of keeps the company and the brand in the minds of these people. And also, if you create your own page, then you can follow the topic and make sure you're being notified every time that somebody creates or adds a question on your company. So to do this, it's actually very simple. What you need to do is actually create a topic for your company. So it's not really like creating a page that you go in and set it up like a Facebook page. All you really need to do is create a topic. So to get started, what you want to do is search for your company name. So I will just say My Awesome Site. Now, if I search for that, there's no results for that. So what I can do then is add a question and say something like, is my awesome site good? So I just really want to add a question first. And then what I can do is edit the topics. And what I want to do is create a new topic. So I'm creating this topic, and now I can click done. So what I can do is I've created essentially a topic around my company name. And now any time that somebody mentions this, say, is my awesome site good? How much does my awesome site cost? Etc. Just insert your company name there. Then the person who's asking the question will have that option to add this topic, and then that question will appear here under this company page or topic. So it's a little bit of a new way to create a page, I guess, on Quora, a little bit different than maybe something like Facebook, but the idea is still the very same. You create a topic. Every time someone adds that topic to a question, the question will appear here under your page. If you follow your own topic, then you'll get notified every time there's a question. And it also enables people to follow your company and keep updated with questions that other people have about it. So that is how you create a page for your business on Quora. Once again, it's very simple. Search for your company. If it's not there, add a question and then create a topic to make sure that your brand name is the topic created. So go ahead and test that out for yourself if you want to create a page for your business on Quora. In this video, you're going to learn how to analyze your Quora stats in order to know how to grow. And also, I'm going to show you how to track in Google Analytics how much traffic all these Quora answers are actually delivering to your site. And I'll show you how to set it up so you can even track how much traffic one individual question is bringing in. So firstly, let's get started by looking at the Quora stats. To access them, you can just come and click on your icon and then click on stats. And you can see your answer views, upvotes and shares over the last 30 days. And you can extend that out if you want to 3 months or all time as well. Now below here, you can just see a view by day, a graph of that. And then over here, and perhaps the most interesting part, is the number of answer views by question. And so the top question here has the most amount of answer views. And this is really helpful to know because then you can continue to answer more questions like your top questions. And that will allow you just to get a lot more answer views and exposure across Quora. So what I would do is have a look at my top question. Look at the way that I laid this out. And maybe use a similar format in future because obviously this was successful. This got a lot of upvotes. It's got a lot of views. And what I could also do is not only look at the format of how I answered that, but also come into the question as well. And maybe I could have a look at these questions that are related and continue to answer those related questions. And again, I could answer those later if I wanted to add those to the list. So the easy way to grow on Quora is just to do more of what is working and continue to answer related questions to your top answers. Now, the stats is pretty basic here on Quora, but probably that's all you really need to see. You just want to see what your top answers are and answer more questions like that. Now, it is interesting to see how many views we're getting, but the real test of the return on investment for our Quora marketing efforts is to understand how much traffic that is actually driving to our website. And so what we really want to see, like I can see here in Google Analytics, is how much traffic an individual question is bringing. And so this is pretty good. I can see that 414 sessions in a 30-day period just from one question in Quora, and also that this has actually led to 54 email signups. So that is a really great result from answering a question on Quora. And I'll show you the question here. Okay, this is Google Analytics. And so the way that I can understand and get that information in Google Analytics is really by using a special link at the end of my question here. So if I open this up, if I go to edit this, I'll show you what the link looks like, and then I'll show you how to create that link. So maybe I can see this. No, I can't. Well, essentially, this is the way that we understand and get this information in Google Analytics is by creating this special link. So to create the special link, what you want to do is go ahead and type into Google Analytics URL Builder. And that's going to bring up this free tool from Google Analytics where we can really input the page on our website that we want to send people to from our Quora question. So the next thing we need to put in is our campaign source. So it's going to be Quora. Our medium is social, meaning people are coming here organically through that social network. And then we want to put in our campaign name. And I'll show you what this looks like. You can see our campaign name. We can see in Google Analytics under our campaigns report. And then if we click in, we can see the source we've put in and the medium, Quora Social. So the information that you put into this URL builder is what you are going to see in your Google Analytics reports. And if you use this link, then if you copy this link and then you use that link in your Quora answer. So I'll paste this in and add that. Now, anytime anybody clicks on this link and comes through to my website, that's going to be recorded in Google Analytics. And then I know definitely where I'm getting my traffic from Quora, how many visits and email signups that is contributing to, and even what individual questions are delivering the most amount of traffic. And that is really the most accurate way to make sure that your Quora efforts are paying off, and really to see which of the questions not only get the most views, but the questions that really get you the most website visits and say email signups, or even it could be sales on your product. So now that you understand how to analyze your Quora stats and to create the links with the URL builder so that you can track this in Google Analytics, go ahead and do it for yourself so you can really track the return on investment for your Quora marketing efforts. In this video, you're going to learn how to create an account on Quora.com. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and go to Quora.com, type that into your browser, and then you just really want to sign up for an account. So you can sign in with Google or Facebook, or put in your email to sign up there. So I'm going to sign in with Google here, and I'm just going to sign in with a brand new account so you can see how it's going to come up. So what we want to do now is pick some of our interests. We need to pick 10 topics to continue. So I can select social media, business, maybe economics, marketing. And this doesn't need to be perfect. You can change these later on. Instagram. I've got 4 more topics to go. Web marketing, marketing strategy, digital marketing. Okay, then click continue. And then we want to put in what topics do we know about. So we can just start to select them here. Digital marketing. That's enough for the moment. Just click continue. So we can find our Facebook friends if we want to. We might just click not now. And then we can follow people to see their answers. We are going to come back and do this later, so we can just unselect that. So there we go. That's simple to set up our account on Quora. Remember that even if you are setting up and you're going to be driving traffic to a company website, you still want to set up under your personal name. So now it's your turn. Go ahead, go to Quora.com and create your Quora account. You'll get it done in less than a minute like we've done here. In this video, you're going to learn how to optimize your Quora profile so you can get more traffic to your website. And I'll also show you how to identify the best topics for you to focus in on. So to optimize your profile, just click on your profile image in the top right and then click on profile. And it's here you'll want to add a headline for yourself and a little description, and include maybe a link back to your company's website or your website. So you can just put in something very basic to get started, like maybe your role. And then in the description, you can include a link back to your website or your company's website, and maybe include a reason for them to do so or to get curious about it. So for example, I've put in here that 200,000 students have taken my courses, and that hopefully that creates some curiosity for people to click through and check it out. So you don't have to have massive credibility like this. You can just include something that's going to appeal to your target audience and encourage them to maybe click through. The key thing to understand here is that I wouldn't worry too much about what this profile says right now, but that you just want to get something down here to get started before you start answering questions, because people will come back, click into your profile to have a look at this after you've answered questions. So you want to definitely include that link to your company or personal website and create some curiosity for people to do that, and also just create a title for yourself. Now, an important part of building out your profile is to add in the topics that you know about. Now, you might have a couple in here. from when you created your account. But we really want to add as many as possible here, and in particular identify those topics which are most popular. So if you add in another topic that you know about and that you want to attract potential customers from, let's see, if I add in Facebook ads, I can see 110,000 followers. So right already I know that that is a pretty sizable topic here on Quora. Let's type in something else, Google Analytics. So I can see 82,000 people. So already I know that Facebook ads is more popular here on Quora than Google Analytics. And you can really add in as many topics as you want. Of course, it's going to be different for the type of business that you have, but you can just keep typing them in and really noticing the amount of followers for each topic, because that'll give you an indication of how popular they are and maybe which is the topic that you should focus on to get started. So now it's your turn. Go ahead into your profile and fill out your headline and description and add in as many topics as you want so that you can really begin to see the size of them. And even when you've added them, you can move your mouse over them to see the number of followers here. And that'll give you a sense of which are the most popular topics and maybe where you should be focusing your attention. In this video, you are going to learn how to build up a list of questions that you can answer in order to get traffic back to your website. And I'm going to show you a secret strategy. So get your pen and papers out, because this is really going to save you a huge amount of time. So what you want to do is come into your profile, and then you want to come into the topics that you've added that you know about and click on that. So for this example, I'll click into Facebook ads. And really what you want to do is come across to the most viewed writers. Now this is really going to accelerate the process for you and help you identify those questions that you can get a huge amount of answer views on. So what we're seeing here is the most viewed writers in this topic. That's going to be the same for any topic you click into. And I can see the top 10 writers, or the 10 writers with the most answer views in the last 30 days. So really what we want to do here is identify those questions where they're getting all of these answer views from, and then we want to go ahead and answer them. So let's click into this guy's profile and really the questions that he's answered, and you can see that by default it shows you the most recent answers and that he's answered, but we really want to click into the 30-day view so we can see how is he getting so many answers on, or answer views. And we can do that by sorting it by 30-day views. So if we open this, we can see that he's the top answer, and that's really where we want to be as well. We can see that this question only has 10 answers on it, so that's a low amount of answers for a question. That means it's easy to get to the top of it for. And then if we come down, we can see that this question has over 200,000 views. So that is why this guy is getting so many views on this question, because there's not many answers, but it's getting a huge amount of views. And supply and demand, basically, and that's why he's getting so many answer views, because it's not very competitive. So what we can do is really save this to answer for ourselves, and because it gets so many views and there's not many answers, then it's easy for us to get to the first spot if we answer and structure our question well, or even for us to get into that second or third position. It's going to be pretty easy. Now, when you're looking at these questions, you could also have a look at not just the number of answers, but how good is the answer, and could you do it better than that they've done? And also something you might want to note is the number of upvotes. Now, an upvote is just when somebody reads a question or an answer. If they like it, they'll upvote it, and that helps to really push good answers to the top. Now, 13 isn't that much. But we can even outrank maybe the second question with a low number of upvotes. So 3 upvotes is very low. And so even if we have no upvotes on our answer, we're still going to be able to get into that position pretty easily. So I've added that answer in. And now let's just go to the second question that he's got the most answer views on in the last 30 days. Now we can see he's not number 1 on this. He's number 2 here, and he's got 15 upvotes. But this question again only 11 answers, and it's got 50,000 views. So again, that's a pretty good question that we could answer. Now let's continue on and maybe return to some of the other top writers from our group. So let's click into this. Again, we don't look at his most recent answers. We want to look at his 30-day views to see where he's getting all those views from. So we can come in here. 11 answers on this question, 13,000 views. So that's a good one. And once again, you need to be picking questions that you think you could answer and that would make sense for you to link back to your product. But 13 upvotes, not too much. And even the second answer, only 2. So we could easily get to that second spot and maybe over time get to that first spot. Now let's go back and maybe have a look at another question here. So there's only 3 answers on this question, 6,000 views. He's the number 2 with only 4 upvotes. So again, this is a great question that I could potentially add to my list. And you don't have to think about it too hard. You can just begin to build up the list, answer questions, and see how you rank. So you could go down through the top 10 here, see what is the question that they're ranking, that they're number 1 on and getting all those answer views from. So let's just do one more. 30-day views. Why aren't my Facebook messages being delivered? 50 answers and 1 million views. Okay, so this is going to be more competitive. Again, I would encourage you to stick to that. Maybe 10 answers. Now what you can do is, if you see that this is a good question but it's too competitive, you could maybe look at the related questions in the sidebar here and maybe you could answer these ones. So let's click into this. There's only 10 answers. There's 46,000 views. I can see the question, and the top one has really no images in it. It's not formatted well. It's not very eye-catching. It only has 3 upvotes on it, but it has 50,000 views, or almost 46,000. So I can answer this later and really stick to that. Less than 10 answers, low amount of upvotes in the top answer, and more than 1,000 views, and the higher the better. You're always looking for that higher views with low amount of answers, and that's really how you're going to get a ton of answer views very, very quickly on Quora. So as you go through and look at those top writers and even maybe identify those related questions to add those questions, you're going to build up a list pretty quickly. And you can come back then, click on answer, and you can see these questions that you have selected to answer later. And that is how you build up a list of questions to answer very, very quickly. So go ahead and try that for yourself in order to build up your list of questions. In this video, you are going to learn how to answer a question on Quora so you can get maximum clicks back to your website, and also answer it so you can stand out from competing answers and be the top answer for the question so that you can really get all the views for the question. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through just how to answer a question, the process that I use. Now, the first thing to do is really to edit your credential. So as you can see right now, it says I'm a certified Google marketer, etc. But this doesn't really relate specifically to the question that I'm answering. And so what Quora gives me the opportunity to do is just edit my credential and make it more relevant to the question that I'm answering. And the reason that I would want to do this is because if we scan down here at some of the other competing answers, I can see digital marketing experience, marketing content, and copywriter. So nobody here is really saying that they're like a Facebook ads expert. And an easy way that I can stand out then is just to change my credential. I can add a credential for this topic, Facebook ads. So I'm going to add this in. And every time now that I answer a question about Facebook ads, it'll show against my answer that I'm a Facebook ads expert. So I can save that. And now that I can see that's come up, and I can just click out of this and you can see it's changed to Facebook ads expert. So if somebody's scanning down through the answers here, they see right next to my name I'm an expert, well then automatically I have an advantage over the other writers here because I seem like I'm more of an authority on the topic. So that's a simple trick just to get ahead of the competition without even answering your question yet. Now, in terms of how do you stand out once you write your answer? Well, I think you really need to essentially write a headline that's going to grab people's attention. So the question is, how effective is the new Facebook lead ads? And so I really wanted to write something that's going to grab the attention of somebody who has that same question in their mind. So what I like to do is write a headline, something like lead ads are a huge deal. So that is going to pull them into start reading my question. Now the next thing that I like to do for all of my questions is to, after my headline, add in a relevant image. So I'm going to upload an image from my desktop here that relates to the question. So this is a visual of what a lead ad on Facebook looks like. So you can see there's 3 basic steps to it. So already I've got a headline that stands out, then an image that relates to the question. And if I scan down through the other answers here, none of these people have images, or they don't have any headline that's grabbing my attention. So I think already, after changing my credential, headline, and image, I'm ahead of everybody here. And that's really what you want to be thinking about, not just answering questions, but answering questions better than anybody else. Now after that, you want to maybe give a quick summary. So lead ads are a huge deal, and give a little bit of an explanation of why they're a big deal. So I've got, in a nutshell, and I want to leave that unbolded, lead ads reduce the sign-up process to just 2 clicks without ever leaving Facebook. So that's a little bit of an explanation of the image here. And then you can go on to give a little bit more detail. So obviously I've got this prepared before, but this can take you a little bit of time. Just unbold this. Thankfully they give you a little spell checker there. So I'm saying this is a huge deal for mobile users. They no longer have to wait for a new page to load and trudge through external websites. So I'm saying, what are the advantages of lead ads, and backing up really the headline here that I've said, lead ads are a huge deal. Well, why are they a huge deal? And I go on to explain it, that it really makes it easy for people to sign up and submit their information to your business. And also that Facebook pre-populates the sign-up form, and there's no pain for people to fill that out. Maybe give some information to back up, or statistics to back up the answer that you're giving. So here we go. I'm backing it up now. I'm saying this development has led to amazing results for businesses. I've seen businesses generate 60% more leads than the expected goal at a 37% lower cost per lead. So I've not only said how it's different and what are the benefits of it, but also some of the results that are being driven for the business. And it's always good to include a link to a resource in your answers. So I've said here that the best part is that the leads gathered from lead ads, always good to check the spelling, can be directly added to your database via CRM syncing. So this is just some information linking off to Facebook about how to actually integrate the lead ads with your CRM system. So again, essentially just a backing up, why am I saying they're so good? And now once I've given the answer, this is the key part. So I've been helpful in my answer, and now I want to really get them back to my website. So what I've said here is, you know, if you want to learn more about that's how to set up lead ads and other types of Facebook ads, I've documented everything here. And then I link back to my product where I have a full explanation on how to do Facebook ads, etc. So we can see that I've just included a link there to my site, and you can do that easily. You can add in the link. like that. And then you just want to click submit. Now maybe have a quick read through it. Maybe we could see there's a bit of a block of text here. Maybe we could help some things stand out. Pre-populates the sign up form. And maybe we just 2 clicks. So it's good to unbold this part. To bold some of the text in there to really help people look at the key points in there, and that'll help you stand out from the competitors who just have a block of text. So now I'm going to submit my answer. I now have the option to share this on Facebook or Twitter, which can be great to do if you have a following there. For now, I'll just skip it. And then we can come back and look at the question here. And right now, I'm just already automatically in the first, second, third, fourth position. But as more people begin to see this question, and even if I go ahead and share that out on social networks, then I'm going to start to get views on this, and people are going to start to upvote this question so I can move towards the top. But as you can see, I think it definitely does stand out a lot better than the other questions there. Now that you know how to answer questions on Quora and structure them to get the most amount of visibility and click-throughs, go ahead and answer a question for yourself. Once you publish your answer on Quora, it's important not just to leave it there. You do need to do a bit of promotion, especially when you're just getting started, in order to get the word out. So I would encourage you to go ahead and share your answer really across any social media profiles that you've got set up. So I can tweet this out and I can go ahead and view that on Twitter. And you can really see that you get the question there, and then the answer that's tweeted out is there as well. So what you can do is share that out on your social media, or what you can also do is just take the link. If you click this little button here, you can copy the link, and you can really share this anywhere then that you could share this by email to your email list. You could share this out on Facebook. So you can post that directly onto your Facebook page if you have one, or you can share that out on your own personal profile. Another thing that you can do is if you come into Facebook, you can share these answers in Facebook groups. So if you're part of any Facebook groups, you can come in, and instead of just posting the questions directly here, which often groups don't allow you to do, you can actually start to search groups. So if you just use that little search bar, you can search for questions, maybe actually even about more specific Facebook lead ads, which is what the question's about. So you can start to see anybody who's been discussing this. And if we scroll down, even how to generate lead ads, okay, test video, fan pages, ads. So if this was you can see there's 29 comments here. There's people linking off to other stuff that they've done. And what you could do is in the comments say something like, if they're saying what would be an effective way to market my business, you could say you should try lead ads. They're extremely effective way. And then you could link off to your answer on Quora where you've really given more details on that. So that is a way you can do it. One key tip to when you do share out your answers, especially by email, if you've got a warm audience like that, you can say, upvote this answer if you find it helpful, and that will enable you to get more upvotes so you can really climb to the top quickly. So those are a couple of ideas for how you can promote your Quora answers. Just copying the link there and sharing it to your email list, out on Twitter, out on your own Facebook, in Facebook groups. You could share it on LinkedIn, really anywhere you can. But the key point is to enable you to get to the top and get those upvotes and initial views. You do need to go ahead and promote those. So for your own question now, go ahead and start to promote your answers off of Quora as well.